cut it in half diagonally. Good start. I then used some form of node editing to take the connecting teeth off. And so the top piece has teeth at one end to connect with the high edge, and a couple of teeth along the side to give positioning for the sloping edges. And then I had to figure out how to add teeth in exactly the right place for the side pieces I'd cut in half, because that was just a straight line cut top to bottom. It's okay. Let's tell you to go there. Okay. What's your next? So once I'd done that little job, I could cut out the pieces. Obviously, I now had the sides were vertical to a table, and the slope just glued to the top of them. And that actually worked out okay, except I cut 3 wides and 1 narrower. The narrower one I had cut was too wide for the end of that particular platform, and the wide pieces were just too wide. So 1 wide piece that I needed, and that started out as a test piece. Where's the New Holland? Ah, okay, well, he's here. Let's go find the New Holland. Probably wrapped around a tree. Oh, look, what a surprise. So yeah, it was just a matter of getting it all squared off. I cut the first wide piece as a test. Actually, it worked out quite well. So sort of, okay, that's good. Now let's cut the rest. And unfortunately, as I said, I cut a narrow piece and it was too wide. And the other 2 wide pieces I cut were also impractical. So what I ended up doing was using the narrow piece that I already had for one of the not quite so wide pieces, and cut out a second narrow piece and measured up what the actual narrow piece should have been. So I've got 1 really narrow piece, 2 slightly narrow pieces, and a wide piece. They're all cut now, which is awesome. Where are we going? Let's go up. And now, as per usual, I still need to figure out what to do about the irregular shaped piece. They're not irregular shaped. The curved middle sections. I'm going to have to take some paper downstairs and figure out a way to scan it. We've got a normal page scanner. So I might end up using that to scan a drawing in. Then a whole host of new Inkscape learning to figure out how to get it all laid up for cutting. And with these, I'm going to have to cut the short ends with teeth, and I'm probably going to have to cut some short, tabs to fill out the corners so it gives the piece a little bit more rigidity. But now that I figured out how to basically take a shape and an irregular shape, oops, and once you've got the irregular shape, you can overlay it and remove bits of the other shape so that they meld together without overlapping. So I learned how to do that, so that's a good thing. We will put you back in there. So I don't need you right now. Oh, I know what I need to do. Haha! While we're in this shed, that's a mulcher. Actually, let's go to the other one. Yes. Okay, you should now be in a position where I can tell you to go there. Now, where is my other roller? Oops. I dropped that in there. And throw that in there. Turn the engine on. Right. Turn that round. And I think I can possibly order him to go there. He will arrive before the tractor. Now, we are still looking for equipment. Do I have... oh no, that's the Fent. You. You don't seem to have a weight on the front, but pretty sure that that thing back there is a roller. Yep, let's get you attached to the roller. So, doing fine. Good. Take our little tractor out to the barley field, because now the barley's been planted, that can be rolled. Oh, there is also another mod that came out this week. That is only roll selected crops. Apparently some crops you don't roll when you've planted. And so that particular mod prevents you from rolling the various. And yes, the truck made it back first. Good. So So you're off to do a thing. Puma. Reposition the camera. T7 not needed. You're getting back there. You're turn off the worker. We'll just pull you over here. Jump out the back. And put this with the other seeds. Oh, there we go. Well, I learned something else, I guess. Wait. Fold that up. We'll put this back in the driveway because we are done driving around in our little truck. Done. All right. You're still doing. I'm probably going to need you before much longer. But first things first. I'm going to park this at the shed towards the back for now. We'll go get the weeder and do some weeding. And we'll take the crop sensor off and put the weight back on. Oh, it's unintended. Oh, okay. We'll drop that there. That's fine. Let's go find ourselves a weight so we can actually work with the heavy stuff on the back hitch. Squeak. Work's looking good, so we're just going to go. Gonna need to fill up with diesel before we leave. So let's get that particular task done. Looks like the roller's where the roller needs to be. We'll get that started. Yes. I did top one of those tanks off with diesel. It might not have been enough. So, wood and copper. So, needs rolled. Oh, you foolish fool. I forgot to roll the canola. Ah, well. It is what it is. Can't do it now. Where the heck? Oh no, is that a weeder? Yes. So we can take this. I mean, at the end of the day, dealing with weeds much more important than dealing with rolling. Plus, I'm not making canola for money. If it's not the bestest of best yields, yeah, the pigs don't care. And lots. Oh, look at the state of that field. Just horrible. At least we didn't get any tornadoes. Apparently, Canada's potentially going to get some tornadoes today. Anyway, let's get this guy going. I'm going to put this on automatic. I don't do weeding. It's too difficult. So, rolling, weeding, food, cow food. I think the Case IH is down at the big cow farm, so we can hitch that up to the feeder and go do cow stuff. What I might end up doing is hauling some manure up to the BGA with the case at the same time. So we'll empty the feeder. I've got quite a lot in it. And then travel down to the main farm and get that reloaded. Oh, also the announcement for the next DLC, which is going to be something. Oh, why can't I remember what it's going to be? Now I need to look it up, because I need to look it up. It is, Sky Agriculture. Indeed. So, yes, saw the announcement, thought, okay, let's go have a look at Sky Ag. And at the top of the Google search was a drone agricultural company that will do all sorts of drone stuff on your fields, like I think spraying and rock spotting and mapping and all that sort of thing. And it's like, I don't think this is what the DLC is going to be, but that's cool stuff. They're based in Canada. Sky Agriculture equipment is French. And looking at their website, it looks like we are getting every piece of equipment that they make, which is awesome stuff. There's times where I've done this particular task, and I've looking up something like Kverneland or Kern or class, and it's sort of so what do they have in the way of equipment? And I look at it and it's like, oh, they're not doing such and such, and it would be really nice if they did that. Let's have a look at the map. There might be some medium weeds on here. Or not. Okay, we'll let it go, but if there's still weeds out there, I might have to come back with the other thing. Still rolling. So yeah, it's for example, now there is, we haven't done this yet. Ooh, that's fancy. A chipper and a thing. So something like, let's look for harvesters. Can't harvest a sugar. Ah, here we go. I think it's these things, Oxbow. They make self-propelled harvesters. Pea harvester, Oxbow. Spinach, also Oxbow. And they do, I think they do slurry spreaders. Where are slurry spreaders? Why can't I find slurry spreaders? Come on. Yeah, self-propelled. So they do a lot of self-propelled stuff. But I think they also do a green bean tractor-trailed harvester. So something like, if we go down to sugar beet harvesters, I've lost them. There we go, beet harvesters. You get stuff like this from Amity or Grimmy. So there's a self-propelled beet harvester and there's a hauled beet harvester, which is 185 horsepower as opposed to heck of a lot, and 100,000. I can do sugar beet harvesting with this tractor, probably a smaller tractor actually, and 100,000 for a beet harvester. And there is self-propelled bean there are tractor-hauled bean harvesters. I don't think there are spinach, and I don't think there are pea. At least I couldn't find it. So, the fact that we have Oxbow as a in-game equipment thing, it would be nice if we had tractor-hauled green bean harvesters, because then you can get into green beans cheaply, and that's the issue you generally have, is it costs so much, 600,000, 700,000 to get into cotton or green beans or peas. You can do one of those things as a starting farmer, but you can't do all of them, and it's a huge outlay to get set up to do that. And the ability to have a hauled harvester do it for you is a low cost entry point. Okay, what else do I need to do? I'm going to take this. I need to look at... Okay, so we're concerned about straw. I'm going to need to straw those. Yeah, grass those. So, I think... And then manure. There is a full truckload of manure there. There is a 2/3 truckload of manure there. I think I've got 10,000 manure, at the horse stables. So I am going to drop this off, and we'll do the manure deliveries first. Then we'll feed the cows. because I don't really want to feed the cows and then end up at the other farm and have to bring the manure trailer back to here. Oh, little hiccup driving up the hill.